it's not going right.
Good morning or good evening, wherever you're watching. Welcome to the Joel Havea Show, and welcome to sunny Australia. This is my guest, Dave Havea.
Good morning.
Dave and I have never done a streaming show before, particularly in the rain. So instead of me telling you a little bit about my brother, I put together a little video.
G'day, I'm Joel and this is Dave, and this song's called Sunshine Girl.
Welcome to the latest edition of the Joel Havea Show. I'm extremely excited about the guest for this episode. I've actually known him for a little over 36 years. Here is a photo of him at 3 weeks old. Yes, you heard me correctly. He is 3 weeks old in this picture. To put it in perspective, I was almost 2, and our sister Poppy was 4 at the time. Perhaps you'll understand why I call him my little big brother. If you haven't guessed by now, Dave Havea is the guest for this show. Like me, Dave was born in Tonga in the early 80s. He's the youngest of the first batch of Havea siblings, but he quickly outgrew us all. We both developed our passion for music during our teens. After starting on trumpet for a couple of years, his first stringed instrument was bass, and then he started playing guitar a short time after I began. Back in the day, we honed our skills learning and playing songs by Ben Harper, Jack Johnson, and Bob Marley. We then both started composing our own songs towards the end of our teenage years. Dave's early influences in his songs were musicians in bands like Lenny Kravitz, Ben Harper, Coldplay, and Radiohead. Around the early 2000s, we formed our first original band called Rhythm Individual. Here are some early band photos. In 2003, we started playing at the Royal Derby in Fitzroy, and this became a weekly Sunday residency that we kept up for a number of years. This period culminated in our performance at the RMIT University graduation ceremony, which took place in Melbourne in 2004 at Dockland Stadium in front of over 15,000 people. To date, it is the biggest crowd that Dave and I have ever played in front of. In 2008, we hit the road with our guitars and backpacks and travelled through Southeast Asia and India. We then headed to Europe, where one of the highlights of the trip was playing music on the island of Ios with our good mate and Greek god Yorgos Skorakis on bass. After showing up on the island with a hell of a lot of equipment, but no contacts and 0 gigs booked, we ended up playing over 60 shows in 60 days, whilst partying almost every night. I think our livers are still recovering. It was this trip that eventually led to me getting stuck in Germany, where I am still based today. After our journey, Dave also had extended stints in Canada, Austria, and Central and South America, but he now finds himself firmly based in Melbourne with his beautiful growing family. Despite not living in the same place since 2008, we've still managed to play quite a lot together in recent years, whether in Germany or Australia.
Save it for another day. Everything will be okay. Put your worries far away. Save it for another day.
We're also on the MS Europa 2, a German luxury cruise ship that took us through the Polynesian South Seas in 2019. This is the first ever Havea Brothers streaming show, and we're very much looking forward to playing some songs and having a chat. So let's get started.
Our cousin John is watching from Holland.
6 degrees in Utrecht. We're getting warmer. Might get up to double figures.
This one's called Just People. Dave was actually all in the music video for this tune, and so was Sam. He's helping us out on sound today.
We are all just people. We are all just people. We are all just people. I eat what you eat. Maybe a bit salty or sweet. You dream and I got mine. Take a closer look and start to find. The more alive, the more we push apart. Understanding could be a good place to start. We are not just people, for better or worse equal. Let's just keep it simple. We are all just people.
Away, you can see it's getting a bit brighter. It actually kind of looks like it's one of those screensavers on. What do you think, David?
I suppose.
No. My winter blues are thought and gone. Where I'm living is the place to be, but still feels like July to me. Oh yeah.
We couldn't hear the video before, but I was saying that our trip in 2008, it was interesting to go back and look at all those photos, and I was just thinking about how grateful that I was that we got to travel so much before
It was good.
something like the pandemic.
I do remember that you were working as an engineer in Melbourne before we left, and me and two of our mates made plans to go. And as soon as we told you, you were like, I don't want to stay here. I want to go.
Really?
Yeah, and then you quit your job, and you never went back.
Oh, well, I did go back. I did work in Hamburg for a few years, but
You did, but I mean, how hard were you really working?
I was reading a lot of Wikipedia. That's true.
Sink or swim, I think we can agree. To save it for another day. Everything will be okay. Put your worries far away. Save it for another day. I kinda like a little truck car that is always there, just in case I need. So then I can just say, Harlem's not far away. And not so long ago, destination still the same. No matter what the train, no matter what the plane, it isn't gonna change. Though I've never been, Harlem speaks to me. Yeah, I'm aware that it's a figment of imagination, but everyone needs a Harlem sometimes.
Aggressively yawning.
Aggressive yawning.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, puppy. We have the whole family up here in Bendigo this weekend because Dave and I are playing an actual concert tonight in an old church.
Sorry.
Making me ill now. So, yeah, it's the first time that the 5 Havea siblings are all together since we were in Tonga a little over 12 months ago, just before COVID hit.
It's not about who's wrong or right. Just wanted you to join the fight. Instead, you just fight me. Can you see we're the same team? It's energy that we should keep for more important things. I think you know. I won't let it get out of hand. 'Cause there are many things that you can't understand. But instead of reacting just from your heart, maybe you could try and wait before the words escape.
As I'm sure you've already noticed, Dave is a supremely talented singer, guitarist, and percussionist. But he is also an exceptional songwriter and is the composer and main creative force behind his original projects, My Private Dinosaur and Auto Luna. Auto Luna recently released their debut EP, Love and Numbers, late last year. The band is comprised of pianist Josh Cohen, drummer Andy Reid, bassist Pat Moavasa Sili, and of course Dave Havea. The guys have actually known each other for years, and despite having diverse personal and musical backgrounds, after years and intense time spent jamming in small rehearsal spaces, steadfast friendships were formed. Their music was also solidified by a shared love of artists such as Elbow, Radiohead, Beck, and Father John Misty.
It's out in the open. No words spoken. Silent seething while openly bleeding. Your eyes are tired inside. You
Despite other bands, other projects, and life events taking focus at times, Auto Luna has continued to cultivate a collection of songs that would give voice to the unique sounds and talents of each member. Their resultant debut EP, Love and Numbers, is a beautiful and atmospheric collection of songs that blurs genre lines and is informed by the band's warmth, comfort, and familiarity as friends and musicians. Make sure to jump online after the show and check out their EP Love and Numbers on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. The band has also done a limited vinyl release, which is available for purchase on their Bandcamp site. Coming up next, Dave will perform a few acoustic versions of some of the tracks from Love and Numbers. We're back. So, have any of you guys in the chat listened to Dave's latest release? Your little big brother is very talented. I know, Simona. I've known that for years. So, Dave, that Love and Numbers is a very beautiful release.
Thanks, bro. It took a long time. It was
I know. I was just going to ask you that it was a long
well, I've known all the
work in
guys
progress,
in the band
wasn't it?
for many, many years, and we always got cups.
Do you want to say hi to John Vizet?
Our sister's bringing us cups of tea, but she's not appropriately attired for international.
She's still wearing a
streams.
nightie. She got.
But thanks for the tea.
Yeah, I know you guys spent a long time working in the studio. I mean, some of those songs were also.
They're old songs.
Yeah.
Some old songs that we reinvented, and we had a bit more of a expansive vision for the sound, and we wanted it to be very layered, and we also tried to function as a democracy, which I would suggest is not a good idea for a band, because like most democracies, it's takes ages to get anything done, and my drummer moved to rural WA, Western Australia, during the recording of the EP.
That's not ideal.
So that, everything just took ages, but we were very pleased with the results that we got. It just would have been good if we could have done it quicker. But
Well, I think every
that kind of sound, I guess,
Well, I think every recording, also the one that I've done, is very much a labour of love, and it's something that you spend so much, like, you can't even really describe how much time you spend if you include the whole process of
the songwriting,
writing and then the arranging and then
recording,
this is a recording
mixing,
process,
mastering,
and
paying, and
exactly.
paying.
Oh, Yorgos is up.
Yorgos Skorakis, there he is.
This is the Greek god himself,
the legend, the biceps.
Yorgos, you need to go back and watch the video.
We sound a lot better with Yorgos, but
We actually look a lot better with Yorgos too,
True.
especially if he's wearing a singlet.
But he's so busy. He refused to play with us this time. He's booked up. He's got better.
I think
offers.
he's participating in a Mr. Universe competition in Melbourne.
He's the only entry, so he wins by default.
Yeah, everyone else is stuck overseas, so he's just going to take it by default. But
Anyway, enough about Yorks. We were talking about me.
Sorry. Yeah. So what I was saying is they, I don't know. You kind of need to detach yourself from the outcome, definitely, when you're doing a recording like that, because it's more about trying to express what you hear in your head and your heart, I guess. And we're getting distracted by Yorks. But no, I think you guys very much delivered that for your recording.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard as well when you are trying to develop a vision of a sonic vision, how things are going to sound, and if you don't have, we were lucky we had a great engineer producer who's a friend, Colin, who really helped facilitate all of our poorly expressed ideas, and but if you don't have, we have a template now of how we would achieve that sound, but we didn't at the start, so that took a long time. But I mean, some of my favorite albums, when you unpack how they recorded it, they were albums that they didn't spend a lot of time, and they just sort of didn't get too married to it. So I think there's also something to be said for just producing. I mean, you've done
on the
this,
fly.
You've done this more than me, of just producing more stuff and just moving on to the next thing, putting something out, and just maybe having we all loved, and we got a little bit precious about it, I guess. So it blew out to take.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I think you learn from every recording that you do. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I would never make something with that process again. I think having some parameters is actually good. But anyway, Tracy has it. Thanks, Tracy. She was a pre-order person. We appreciate that.
You have done a limited edition of vinyl.
Yep, we've got a vinyl print. We've got did a limited run. They're all signed and numbered. And you can go.
Did you bring some today for the church?
I do. Yeah. I have some inside.
Okay, cool.
We didn't make any CDs because Joel tells me you can still sell CDs in Germany, but not so much in Australia. But if you do want to check it out, it's on Spotify and you go to Bandcamp, Autoluna, Bandcamp, and purchase a vinyl, and we'll mail it out to you.
Get out there and support quality, independent Australian music. I really hope Germans still buy CDs, or people in general, because
how many have you got in the basement?
I printed just before COVID. I printed 2,000 copies of Kia Lavaka. And and my cellar is very full.
Yeah.
Oh wow, looks really nice behind us now.
It's a lovely garden.
It's lovely. It's very wet.
Soaking wet.
Dave is going to do an acoustic song, and then I'll join him for a couple. And that's how we're going to end up the show today. What are you going to play for us, Davey?
This is a song that is from the Love and Numbers EP by Autoluna, and it's called Stranger. It's actually a song I first conceived of quite a while ago. Like most songs, I was just sitting alone in my bedroom, came up with a little riff, and it stayed as an acoustic song for many, many years until we arranged it for this EP. So I'll play it acoustically for you today, but I encourage you to go and check out the band version because it is pretty epic. But this is how it began. You can take my picture down off the wall. It won't make me a stranger. I won't write or think to call, but I won't be a stranger. So make your way to higher ground. If you think it's gonna save you, and it never come back down, please don't be a stranger. Please don't be a
Dave Havea, everybody.
Don't get ideas. Chances are clear. You don't belong here. You don't belong. You don't belong. You don't belong. You're playing with the fire, burn with desire. So each time you fall, yeah, you wanna go higher. Now act like you know, deep in your bones, it's my time to show what I knew all along. I belong. I
Thank you. Applause from the house.
It's the first round of applause we're getting.
I think everyone just woke up. Somehow my son is still eating. I don't know. He's been eating this entire performance.
He's a Havea. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
I think he's eating a whole loaf of bread and like a whole bunch of bananas.
He's a growing boy. It's not only the people who make live music like Dave and myself, but yeah, I think music is like food for the soul, and
It's a rough year for musicians everywhere. You know, Australia. Yeah. Even though we've been lucky with coronavirus, it's there's a lot of creatives that are struggling.
that's true.
So yeah, support live music.
Support live music, independent artists like Auto Luna.
Go to Bandcamp, buy from platforms that really support the artist. I mean,
We wish you all a very lovely Saturday evening or Sunday morning, wherever you may be.
somewhat ironically, this song is called "Onto the Fire." We're surrounded by water.
falling down upon my knees, begging you to be the cure to my disease and take control. Take control. Hear that sound of trampled dreams falling underfoot of practicalities. I lost control. I lost control. Do comes to your own defense. So throw that story onto the fire. Falling down upon my knees, begging you to be the cure to my disease. Take control. Take control, 'cause I lost control. You know I lost control. Do you fall to pieces when it comes to your own defense? So throw that story onto the fire. To the fire, to the fire, to the fire.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Have a good one.
We will see you hopefully again soon. If you want to hear another Havea Brothers streaming show while I'm in Australia, shout out on the chat. Peace and love to you all.
Cheers.
When my head is aching, my heart's a mess, growing further from the ones who know me best. I need to hear guitars on the beach in Colo Motu Makiala.